up, everyone? It's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and I'm recording this live for the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition, Sunday the 12th of January 2025. And in today's segment, I'm going to be discussing, I'm really asking a question. Did Meghan Markle tip off TMZ that she was attending the LA fire relief effort? I'm just asking the question, guys. I'm going to give you the information and you guys can decide the answer to it. Now, first and foremost, here we have their mouthpiece, People magazine, saying that essentially that they understood that Harry and Meghan wanted to focus on discreetly supporting the relief efforts. So here they say that Harry and Meghan are doing their part to help those impacted by the deadly wildfires in Southern California. And so they went and visited the World Central Kitchen in Pasadena to help distribute food and supplies to victims of the Eastern fire. This Friday just passed. People understands that they focused on discreetly supporting wildfire relief efforts, witnessing both harrowing stories and strong community spirit. They donated essential supplies, served meals with World Central Kitchen, and connected with affected families and elderly individuals. Now, this is a thing, right, guys? Let me be, again, honest on this. Harry and Meghan going to the LA fire relief effort and trying to help out, yeah, with food, clothing, whatever. Again, snaps to them on that one. Because as I said earlier on this week, when they released that statement on their Sussex website, the statement signposted people for where they could get support and help, which is great. Signposting is great. But my criticism was, well, hang on a minute. Don't just signpost, do something yourself. You're going to turn around and say, show up and do good. Well, where's Harry and Meghan showing up and doing good in this whole situation, right? Where are their donations? Where are they trying to help with the food and the clothes and all that lot, right? Well, they did it, okay? They did. They went this past Friday, donated essential supplies, served meals, all that lot, right? And people said that they focused on discreetly supporting the wildfire relief efforts. However, no. They didn't focus on discreetly supporting the wild relief efforts. Why? Because the cameras were freaking there, guys. The cameras were there. And so here, we've got, thanks to Michelle0918 for sharing Genevieve's tweet here. And so, yeah, this is from Neil Sean, okay? And yeah, let's just listen to what Neil Sean had to say about this.
It can't be helped, of course, as many people think, by two micro-celebrities suddenly jumping up and hijacking the situation. Now, here's what I can tell you, because as many people know, I work for a few channels over in the US, and they were tipped off in advance that Harry and Meghan were going to be attending.
Neil Sean, he works in the mainstream media business. He has a buttload of contacts, and they're all saying they all got tipped off that Harry and Meghan were going to attend this relief effort. They all got tipped off. Every single one of them.
As ever, I have to say allegedly.
Allegedly.
The main contender seems to be, of course, the giant TMZ, who seemingly had some kind of camera crew there. Not quite sure exactly their relationship with Harry and Meghan. But here's where it gets really confusing, because consequently a lot of people are saying, well, why did they go down there anyway? Now, if you want to be kind, you could say that they were very concerned, very moved, and allegedly they've offered some donation. Now, this is also counterproductive, because the other side of it is that people are saying they've offered a donation, but, you know, really, I mean, who could offer any donation in that level? Now, we're told also, aren't we, that they've opened their door to family and friends, those that are now without, and they're asking people via their website, and we told you all of that. And I told you also it would have been far more effective had she done that on her big Instagram account, far more people to reach. But seemingly, Meghan and Harry have now got something of a backlash. This is because of this particular footage. As you can see, they were trailed around by a camera crew. And then seemingly the person that they were hugging and offering such a counterpart to, allegedly now looks like a member of staff. I mean, why would they be walking out together? It doesn't really...
Now, we'll be getting onto that in the next segment, okay? Did Megxie, again, just asking a question, did Megxie plan a fake victim in this whole PR attending LA fires relief effort stunt? Okay, so stay tuned for that segment. But you've got Neil Sean here turning around and saying, he's got contacts who allegedly are saying that they were tipped off in advance that they were going to go there. And he singled out TMZ, saying that TMZ cameras were there. What the deuce, right? And if People magazine was so correct saying that Hazza and Megxie wanted to focus on discreetly supporting the wildfire relief efforts, then, you know, why are pictures all of a sudden being released by their team? As far as I'm concerned, it's from their team, right? And revealing the narc, hearts out to her at the moment, she's over there having a deal with what she has to deal with. I hope she's safe and I hope everything's all right. She says, look, if they did it anonymously, if they did it anonymously or wanting to focus on discreetly supporting the relief efforts, as People puts it, right, then she asks a really good question, Tasman and Megxie. Why are you broadcasting it on the news? Who do you think paid for these words to be spoken?
This is their second visit to today. We were here earlier today, and they were serving food anonymously.
Okay, so the Pasadena mayor here said that Hazza and Megxie were there earlier on today and serving food anonymously. Hold on to that thought, because I'm going to show you something that blows that out of the water.
No one knew they were serving food.
Okay. So, as far as I'm concerned, to be fair, what the mayor said there seems to have been potentially a lie, because here is Megxie caught on camera serving food. So the cameras were there. Look.
The Red Cross are providing food, water, and supplies. Newsom is, of course, the wife of California.
Jennifer Newsom, wife of the soon-to-be ex-governor of California, I'm sure of it. Literally stood next to Megxie right there. Megxie's right there.
Service officer for California.
No, it's all good and well going down there to serve food and help with the relief effort. Do not get it twisted. But then don't turn round via People magazine and say you wanted to focus on discreetly supporting the wild relief efforts when this is not discreetly supporting the wildfire relief efforts in the first place. This is doing it for PR as far as I'm concerned. Now, Lady C, she's weighed in on all of this, saying, illuminating, isn't it? How Megxie and Hazza continue to pose and posture as royals as if they're entitled to an officially functioning court based in the US. Why are they hugging first responders and visiting fire-destroyed areas, hanging out with commoners, as Fox News anchor Susan Hirasuna put it? She then has a message from Mayor Gordo saying you're allowing yourself to be duped by a cynical couple as you further their self-glorifying agenda. If they were so caring, they wouldn't be playing to the cameras. They wouldn't be anywhere near the cameras. They'd be behind the scenes doing what charitable people do. You need to look at the way they treated his father, King Charles III, his stepmother, Queen Camilla, Prince of Wales, Princess Catherine, her father, Thomas Markle Sr., her sister Samantha, etc., to mention just a few of the victims of their kindness and generosity. If they really cared, they wouldn't be making announcements on social media about being caring while being cold and callous to those whom they should be honouring. Nor would they be posing for photographs which are geared towards promoting themselves as the humanitarians that every action shows they're not. They'd be helping out quietly, silently and financially behind the scenes, making sure no one knew of their efforts. But I forget, charity starts at home and home is where the heart is and their bank accounts are. That is a scathing opinion from Lady C if ever I've seen one. I have to admit, I agree with the full lot of that stuff. Now, you even have Tribes Britannia saying that they believe this was Hazza and Megxie pretending to care. Saying, just like Uvalde, Hazza and Megxie turned up for 5 minutes, made sure the press were tipped off to get the shots, and then they left. They used disasters as PR photo ops and pretend to care. They are the most disgusting people. And the one thing that really, really, like, puts the hairs on my back of my neck stand up and makes my spine shiver is Megxie is seemingly wearing the same hat that she wore, I say allegedly, through that whole Uvalde stunt. Here, we've got Stephanie Sidley, hashtag one tear left eye to go. I like that hashtag, to be fair. And you got according to Taz, saying the part they don't want you to see. The girl that Megxie was hugging is leaving with them, so she's clearly Steph. And we're going to get on to that in the next segment, okay? I'm going to dive into that a little bit more. But Taz then says, then you pan around to see that the TMZ photographer was allowed to follow them into the security closed-off area to get the footage needed. Publicity vultures. Now, let's watch this, okay?
Right now, that says something. That speaks volumes to people in a way that is often unsaid. Just that simple act of kindness of providing people that are.
Wow. So we go back to the original question, which is, well, hang on a minute. If TMZ was able to follow them into the closed-off security area, this, that, and the other, wouldn't that stand to reason then to think that Megxie and Hazza had a pre-arranged agreement with TMZ so that they could be followed into the security area? Did Megxie tip off TMZ that she was attending the LA fires? And the relief effort for that. Now, this has ultimately backfired on TMZ in a big, massive way because this is the story that they produced in the end, right? Look at the ratio between the views and the likes. Views, 93,500. Likes, less than 1,000. Now, Hazza and Megxie, as far as I'm concerned, they could have done what they did without the publicity or the press finding out one way or another. Now, you've got one of the biggest publicity families on the planet, one of the biggest publicity-hungry families on the planet, the Kardashians, right? Guess what? They've helped. And we've only found out through other means. Here, you've got opinionated Russian at Cat's Big Opinion 2, saying you didn't hear about it from them, they didn't post about it, they didn't tell you about it, news agencies didn't report on it. Meghan and Harry can help in a billion ways without putting their name on it, but they won't help unless they get recognised for it. Thank you, Kardashians. And here, you've got a dash viral on TikTok saying the Kardashians family donated food to several fire stations today to support them during the LA wildfires. Donation courtesy of the Kardashian family. Hazza and Megxie could have done what they did without the publicity or the press finding out. You've got one of the biggest publicity-hungry families on the planet, Kardashians, doing exactly that. Hazza and Megxie could have done the same thing. Because Hazza and Megxie could make the argument, well, you know, we didn't tip them off, but the press somehow still found out and, you know, we were screwed. There was not we could do. Screw that. The press could have easily have found out about the Kardashians helping, but they didn't because the Kardashians had the means to be able to keep this on the down low. Hazza and Megxie have the means to keep it on the down low as well, as far as I'm concerned. But also, as far as I'm concerned, they didn't. And so when you look at the whole situation, right, all the information that I've given you guys, okay, before we get on to the next subject, I'm just asking for a friend here. You guys can decide on your answer. Did Megxie tip off TMZ that she was attending the LA fires? With that being said, the next segment will be, did Megxie plant a fake victim in the LA fires PR stunt? Stay tuned for that. Again, I'm just asking for a friend. You guys can decide. But for those watching at the moment, please make sure you are subscribed to join our Alter Nerd tribe. Because I'll be honest with you, help us now get to 1 million so we can also get that gold play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Everyone's watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you yet. But for those watching on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.